Sorry ladies, Michael Kopech is officially off the market. Want to hear a little bit about his wedding and how he's going to come back from his injury this year. Stay tuned and see it all here on Behind the Lights. What's going on, baseball fans? Super excited as we're here with Michael Kopech today. Thanks for coming on Behind the Lights.
Thanks for having me.
Today we're going to start off with a quick little warm-up of 30 seconds with Michael Kopech. You ready to get started?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, what's in your fridge right now?
Eggs and kombucha. And
All right. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility?
That's a good one. Are you ticklish?
Yeah.
Favorite type of bagel?
I don't like bagels, to be
What?
honest. Yeah.
Wow, bad
Sorry.
question then. Best nickname you've ever been given?
My dad used to call me Rattler. That's the only nickname I've ever been given.
Is there a story behind that?
In reference to like a snake rattling out the way I used to pitch. I don't know. It's kind of goofy.
That's a good
kinda
one.
Silly.
If you could be on a TV show, which would it be?
I feel like I would be in trouble if I didn't say Riverdale.
Oh, there you go. You got to support the wife. Yeah. If money wasn't an issue, what would your alternate career path be?
Does traveler count as a career?
Sure, why not?
Be a traveler.
There we go. Michael, you used to be very active on social media, Instagram in particular. You're not really on media anymore. What changed?
I think a lot of my career especially kind of got dictated by what I was doing in the eye of other people. Like I was trying to be a people pleaser. I was trying to make sure everyone liked me, that I was doing things right. And then, I had Tommy John here recently, and that rehab stint gave me a little bit of time to kind of reflect. And when I was able to reflect was that I didn't really want to live my life for other people. And so I realized that Instagram was basically just that for me. It was a platform to show everybody what I was up to. And I would rather just live my life the way I want to live my life without having the impression of others on it.
Any plan to get back on, or you like the path that you're going?
My wife's on social media quite a bit, so if I ever have that craving, I kind of just glimpse at her stuff. So I think I'm going to stay off for myself. Yeah.
She shows bits and pieces of you too, so you can still get to see you through her.
Yeah, I guess I still get seen. I'm tell her to cut that out a little bit though.
Oh no. Correct me if I'm wrong. You've kind of transformed into more of a healthy, holistic lifestyle. What got you here?
Just again, kind of like what we were talking about with the social media stuff, is realizing that like not everything that I've been told and that I've been given has been necessarily in my best interest. It's kind of been a more collective way of getting things done, and I think more of an individual path for me is to do things that are, more natural and wholesome, and things that feel like they're actually beneficial instead of, doing something that's just for the masses. And as far as like nutrition goes, even I've kind of taken a step back on eating out and stuff like that, just because I would rather, like I said, do stuff that is more natural. So we cook in a lot.
Favorite meal?
I like salmon a lot. I like cooking salmon. My wife typically cooks more plant-based, and I do like her food a lot too.
What's her best meal that she cooks?
She does this rice bowl, and it has like tomatoes, and she loves her cherry tomatoes, and spinach and mushrooms, and it just sounds like a bowl of vegetables on a bowl of rice, but it actually is delicious, and it has a lot more flavor to it than you'd imagine.
So she's a good cook.
Yeah, she's a pretty good cook.
Do you think that this healthy lifestyle has transformed your career in any way?
I think for the most part, living recklessly is kind of what I've done in the past. Maybe not necessarily nutrition-wise, but just not, taking a moment to think about how life outside the game impacts me. And that does kind of go for living healthily too. I think that the past few years of my career have basically been go, 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 go. And to kind of take that step back and realize that what I'm doing and how I'm eating and how I'm interacting with people has a much bigger impact on me than I realize. And, so being healthy is kind of, made me not only a better athlete, but it's made me just be a more wholesome person.
So new lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
Recently married.
Thank you.
I know all the ladies want to know and hear your proposal story.
So I got really into hiking when I had the time off. And, we did a few hikes together. I mean, we got used to every hike around here in Arizona. But we wanted to do a backpacking trip, and we found this place, Havasu Falls, which was gorgeous. I mean, literally you get down there and it's like a jungle in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. It's a paradise, but it's a 10-mile hike in. It's no
Wow.
cupcake. And I made her do it with me, and
Was she mad?
No, she was a trooper about it, but it was tough. She carried about 30 pounds on her back for 10 miles.
Strong lady.
Yeah, so she did well. She definitely earned it. So we get down there, and then once you get into the canyon, once you're down there at the campsite, there's another like rope and ladder type style to get down to where the waterfall is. And so we take the rope and kind of climb down. She actually almost falls off. I caught her.
Oh my goodness.
This sounds way more dramatic
Michael,
than it
you
is.
almost killed your wife.
Yeah, almost didn't make it to that point. But yeah, so we get down there, and she, I think she knew that it was coming a little bit. I wasn't too sneaky about it, but there happened to be a videographer there already set up for his.
Just ironic.
Yeah, and I talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I can get it on video if you want to do it."
Nice.
And so I'm talking to him for 5 minutes while she's just standing there looking at the waterfall, and yeah, I walk up to her and get down on her knee. She pretends to be shocked anyway. Yeah, no, it was.
She's a good actress.
Yeah,
I'd say.
exactly. No, it was a good time.
Well, she didn't check your book bag, like.
Ironically,
Was the ring in there?
she had it in her fanny pack that she carried the entire
way.
time. Yeah.
And
Never knew.
Why did you not? Why
Because
did you risk that?
I knew she would never look there. She just carried the fanny pack as a fashion statement.
Oh my
So I slid it
goodness, you are tricky. That was good. I'm impressed. Michael, you and Vanessa both are really in the limelight. As a couple together, like, what's that like?
I think we kind of give each other a lot of feedback on like different perspectives. Because she's definitely more so in the limelight than me. She has quite a bit of fans. Her show has quite the following. So every little thing she does is scrutinized. And I can relate to that as a baseball player, especially a baseball player that's had a little bit of a past of being scrutinized by mistakes and stuff. And so I've been able to kind of be a support system for her as well as her be a support system for me when we have struggles and anxieties about what this world, takes. It's not a normal lifestyle. It's definitely more so stressful than it is not.
Mm-hmm.
And so for her to have a perspective of what it's like to always have eyes on her, always have people paying attention to what she's doing, it makes it a lot easier for me in my career, knowing that like, hey, I'm not the only person that feels this way. I can go home and actually talk to someone that feels the same way about this. So we have a lot of similarities in our careers in that way.
A lot of accountability for each other.
Exactly,
too.
yeah.
Any good advice that she's given you?
Yeah, she actually just sent me a long text, which is ironic. We're talking about this right now. But yeah, she kind of always talks about like not putting our career above ourselves. We both kind of talk about that a lot. It's something that we take very serious, like knowing yourself before you know who you are as a baseball player or an actress. Like those things come secondary to, Michael Kopech the person or Vanessa Morgan the person. So it's just being true to yourself when you're going out to be in front of all these people.
Well, you guys sound awesome. Michael, if you could go back in time and tell 15-year-old Michael Kopech what you've learned now through all that you've been through, what would you say?
Be patient. I think that's, I would have told myself that 2 years ago, but I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned from my career is that you can't rush yourself to your dreams. You can't rush yourself to successes. You can't rush yourself to happiness. It's something that, if it's meant to be, it'll be type thing. And, for me, it's always been a question of faith. Like, do I have faith in what I'm doing? Do I have faith in a higher power? Do I have faith in something that's going to take care of itself if I follow what I'm supposed to do on the right path? And at 15 years old, I was definitely trying to make things happen. I was doing good things. I was working out twice a day. I was making sure I was the last one to leave the field after practice. I was doing all the things that I thought was gonna get me there, but I was impatient. I was wanting things to be done. I was wanting things to come my way. And I think, I never slowed down to take it in. At 15, 16, 17, get drafted at 18, there was so much that I could have just appreciated more. And at the time, all I was worried about was when I'm getting to the next level, whether that be college or professional ball. And it kind of consumed me. And I wish I would have been a little bit more of a kid at the time.
Yeah, it's easy to do though with baseball.
Oh, for sure.
It takes dedication to even get here. So
yeah, it's easy to do that in all aspects of life, really. And I mean, I'm just grateful to have that perspective now, though.
That's awesome. Michael, we always like to end our segments with a fan-based question, and we ask our fans what would they want to ask you, and what they came up with is they want to know what the most important part of your routine is.
You know, I think for me, getting away from everybody within a certain amount of time before the start, like, you know, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's an hour and a half, maybe it's right before I go out to throw, just kind of taking some time away to find clarity, to find a little bit of peace and quiet so I can kind of focus on just my breath, really. Like, I like to meditate, so that's a big part of it. But not being so, like I said, consumed by everything that goes on, because you walk out there and it's anywhere from 20 to 50,000 people ready to watch you throw a ball. That can be pretty overwhelming. So I like to find the time to kind of relax right before I go out into the chaos.
Where do you typically go to find that quiet?
Oh, that's tough in a clubhouse. Yeah. But, you know, anywhere I can find quiet. If that happens to be a bathroom, I'll go to the bathroom. But I try to go somewhere where there's some emptiness.
Do you do headphones, and do you do a guided meditation? Do you do it on your own?
I do a little bit of both. I've figured out some ways of meditating that have kind of been based out of yoga, or based out of Buddhism or Hinduism and stuff like that. And that's, you know, it's a little, yeah, no, I do guided meditations as well. I use Headspace quite a bit. And that's kind of what got me into meditating in the first place.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, thanks for coming on Behind the Lights, Michael. We were super glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Typically, we tell your fan base to go ahead and follow you on your Instagram handle, but we don't have that for you, and good for you. So is there any way for your fans to keep up with you?
You can follow my wife, Vanessa Morgan, I think is her Instagram handle, but if not, her name is Vanessa Morgan, so it'll probably be easy to find her.
You'll find her.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and continue to follow along. Thanks for watching.
My routine.
We gotta wait. All right, we always, another one? What?
What about us?
Oh,
Don't
shit.
forget to like and subscribe. You can